Just like every other competitive game, Dota 2 has had their fair share of an absolutely terrible past of patches and/or updates. Times where you're just terrified of even looking at that Play Dota button. It still makes me shiver. Monkey King release, Earth Spirit release, Centaur release, Sniper Shrapnel working on towers, Shadow Demon plus Luna, Naga and Alchemist with Octarine. I can go on and on and on, but I digress. You get the point. Overpowered heroes take over the meta all the time. It's not like it's surprising to see. I mean, it's a MOBA game for crying out loud. The whole game is basically just based around finding out the most cheapest and most effective way to get your win. But what if I told you that the absolute worst meta to ever exist in Dota 2 history wasn't because of an overpowered hero, but it was actually creeps? That's right, creeps. Lots and lots and lots of fucking annoying ass fucking creeps. 7.26, also known as the Zoo meta, was a time where basically nobody was enjoying playing the game. At the time, the highest win rate heroes in Divine and above consisted of Lycan, Visage, Beastmaster, Broodmother, and Chen, all of which shared a very particular and honestly bullshit strategy to winning the game, spawning a fuck ton of creeps and hitting buildings. Nothing else. Creeps hitting your top tower, creeps hitting your bottom tower, and as you make your way down there to defend them both, guess what? Well, there goes your mid tower. The Zoo meta was basically just unstoppable, and there was absolutely no counterplay at all. The only two logical answers to even stand a chance would to be giving up all your towers and praying for a throw, or go head to head using the same strategy.
But why not just counter them with Earthshaker or Axe?
You might ask whilst wondering why you're still hard stuck 2k MMR. Well, because unless your plan is to Echo Slam and Axe Call nothing but creeps all game, these two heroes actually offered nothing to the table when dealing with this sort of strategy. You see, what made the Zoo meta so incredibly strong is that the heroes who spawned the creeps didn't necessarily have to group up next to them. If the player abusing the strategy actually knew what he was doing and had decent micromanagement skills, you would be in all sorts of trouble. Just imagine teleporting to your bottom tower, trying to help your team during a big team fight. It goes on for a while, but eventually your team barely takes the upper hand and finally comes out on top. You're awarded a big chunk of gold and wipe out the entire enemy team. Hooray, nice job, right? But then you look at your top lane and your fucking barracks are completely gone. And this would continue to happen during every single team fight. Wow, this is so incredibly fun, right guys? Even throughout so many patches and updates, Dota's main objective has always stayed the exact same, which is destroying buildings wins games. No matter how much you're absolutely dominating and just straight up outplaying the enemy team, if you can't siege turrets, you're just not winning the game. And this is what makes Dota just so frustrating sometimes. You can be on a huge killing streak up on gold and levels, trying to carry your team to victory. But for every team fight you show up in trying to win a fight for your team, the enemy Lycan is just pushing and pushing and pushing. Eventually he's at your throne, and before you can even teleport back, the game's already over. The furries win yet again.
I am a wolf.
Lycan was voted one of the strongest heroes ever recorded in Dota history, maintaining a well above 50% win rate in all ranked brackets and skyrocketing it to 58.6% in Immortal. But like I said, it wasn't Lycan that was the main problem here. It was the creeps. Sure, Lycan may have had all the tools and the ability to abuse this sort of strategy even more so than others, but at the end of the day, the items Necronomicon and Helm of the Dominator were the main problem in this patch. The stats that you got from Necrobook were just too good to pass up on, and the creeps that were summoned could take down towers in seconds. Paired it with Helm of the Dominator, which used to give this ridiculous passive aura that boosted it even furthermore, and you can even take a creep that's probably more valuable than your own teammates. And this is why the 7.26 Zoo meta was considered by many the worst meta in Dota 2 history. And if you were lucky enough to not witness it in action, let me show you guys just how bullshit this truly was. Here's a demonstration of how fast they actually took down buildings. In 3, 2, 1, and the game's over, just like that. Could you fucking believe it? It's fucking ridiculous.